So after watching Little White Lies, you really do start to feel for Lacey. Whenever the movie or the video first started, it starts off with her parents. They seem to have a loving family, and then you notice that she does look a little bit different, and she's kept the secret. Her mom has kept the secret her whole life that the father that she's always had is not actually her father. She didn't find out until years later, and it really makes you really sympathize with her and really empathize with her because, growing up in a family that had a mom and a dad, and I knew where I came from, I always felt secure for the most part. So putting myself in Miss Lacey's shoes, to not feel like she belongs in the white culture or the black culture, and not even feeling like she belongs in her family. I mean, I'm sure she felt a lot of turmoil and a lot of pain and a lot of confusion, because, at the beginning of the film, they talk about, oh, so Lacey looks this way because of your dad's great grandfather. He was Sicilian. And, as I was watching that, I was like, okay, well, I guess that could be a valid reason. I mean, she does kind of resemble him with the little bit of the darker skin tone. And then as the film proceeds, we meet a man named Rodney. And Rodney is her dad. Rodney is Lacey's dad. And she doesn't meet him until she's completely grown up. When she goes to college, she comes back to her mom after talking with her then boyfriend, and him kind of encouraging her to be like, hey, you need to bring this up. This is the elephant in the room and it's hurting you. So she brings it up to her mom. Her mom doesn't want to admit to her wrongdoings. And because of that, it's caused her daughter a lot of pain in her life. She went through therapy, but at the same time, her mom comes out and she's very, very open and she's very honest, and she's like, you know what, I screwed up, I messed up, that's not your dad, I'm sorry. And putting myself in Lacey's shoes, always having a close relationship with her mother, and then realizing her mother lied to her entire life about who she was, where she came from, I mean, that's gotta hurt to the core. But, it seems like they were really building on their relationship. They were trying to work on their relationship. What really struck me, though, out of this whole film, whole video, is, I never got in my head about, how biracial people probably feel a sense of an identity crisis because, they're like, okay, I'm white, but I'm also black. And the white culture is completely different from black culture. So a sense of belonging might be very difficult for those that are like Lacey, who are biracial. And you add to the mix her not knowing who her real father is. I mean, she turned out okay. It's not like she was a completely messed up person because of this, but it caused her a lot of pain. And, I'm just very proud of her for working through that, for advocating for herself. And I also want to say I'm so glad that we have these resources now that help people that don't belong. Like, we have the LGBTQ community, we have Black Lives Matter. It's all coming full circle, and that's what's most important. I absolutely loved watching this video. I loved Lacey. I even at the end of it, I don't know why, but I started to love her mom. Her mom loves her daughter and was just trying to protect her. Back then, back in the day, you didn't really talk about that kind of stuff. It was a little white lie. It was swept under the rug, right? But I'm just grateful that she got her justice, and she found her sense of self, because a lot of people like her probably wouldn't. And she fought for that, and I'm just really, really proud of her. And I loved this. So thank you so much.